Lou likes to drink. And I just always pictured Lou, and I don't know why, this is the only person I've ever pictured like this, where being mad at something that was on TV, standing there in nothing but tighty whities and throwing a liquor bottle through a sliding glass door. I'm not sure why that is one particular person that I can picture doing that. Like the Charlestown race, didn't go his way, checking it online. Angelique Gonzalez, shut him down again. Angelique, no, she's hot. I wish she would show up to one of these things. Yeah, all right. Angelique, I mean, I don't know what the turnover rate is at that station, but it's sick. I mean, it's like as soon as you start to get used to somebody, and then this one girl came in and was like, do they have makeup people? Or do they actually, she request to have black eyes? Everything around her eyes is black, and she's just got this pale face. I don't know, I guess she's good at her job. I'm just really superficial and ignorant. I take pride in it, actually. I did a comedy contest in, this wasn't a bum crap town in Pennsylvania, this was actually Harrisburg, where people think that they are just as important as Philadelphia and, Pittsburgh. But you know what the saying is, that you got Philadelphia in the east, Pittsburgh in the west, and Alabama in the middle. And I live 3 hours away from both. What's that make me? No, but I get involved in this comedy contest. My agent books me for it. And it's not, by agent, I mean stupid friend that I let do stuff for me. And so he's like, hey, I got you into this comedy contest. And he's already booked me on all this different crap. And I'm like, cool, it's like, how much do I get paid? He's like, oh, you gotta win. I'm like, so you only get paid if I win? He's like, yeah, I hope I lose. So I get up there, it's called the Hardware Bar in Harrisburg. I go through the first round, I win. And I go to the second round, and I walk in, and it's kind of like, not much of a strip club, almost a strip club. Girls only wear bikinis or underwear and stuff like that. And they serve you, and there are no tables or chairs. All right, and we got girls dancing over here, people walking around, not even paying attention. And this is through a major radio station up there. And I look at all these people, and I'm like, y'all are going to hell. The rapture could happen at 10 o'clock at night, and nobody's going to know until 2 o'clock in the morning. You're gonna walk outside and be fire and brimstone coming down and be like, where'd all the Christians go? Well, maybe they disappeared while we were inside drinking 25-cent drinks, gawking at bipolar bitches. Maybe it was that. Like I said, he booked me at quite a few things. He booked me at a tattoo shop once. I mean, I get paid for this stuff, but I'm like, come on, man. A tattoo shop is like, well, you want to take it or not? Yeah. I'll be there. So I go, and it's like, oh yeah, you gotta take all your sound equipment with you too. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. I get there, and nobody shows up, of course. And I didn't really bother to ask him how much of a percent that he was going to take. Because he got 5%, and his percentage ended up being $5. So if we can all do some math here. Can we do math? No. All right. Well, I got $50. I guess. Yeah. See, you can do math. Why did you let that happen to me? You said you couldn't do math. I could have said anything up here. And then you're like, no, that's not right. Then why didn't you tell me? Make me look stupid. No, but I do this show, and I'm like, okay, I was like, the only reason I'm going to take it is because I was trying to make a new demo, and I was doing a podcast radio show. And I was just going to stream it live on the internet. And shows don't go really well whenever you got some girl like sitting like over on the side and you're trying to think of material and you get be like, man, I hope I do something that makes him mess his tattoo up. Be like, take it out of my agent's cut. He booked me at Hippie Fest. See, now this is the thing I don't like about bouncing around with material, but he booked me at a Hippie Fest one time. And I go and I show up, and it was out in Ohio, and I show up. I'm the only guy that wasn't on the list. I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, going through the list. He finally gets to like the back. And it's like, I could just read that it was like, oh yeah, and comedian. And so, like, they're like, oh, you're here. You're the only act that doesn't get a hotel. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, your agent said it was fine. Where's that son of a bitch? So I get a tent. They were kind enough to give me a tent. And I don't have a problem with hippies. I just don't like to be around them. I mean, people can hug trees all they want, but you know what then I noticed? Nobody hugged a tree. There was no tree hugging. There was a lot of pot smoking. And everybody wants to hear comedy whenever you get booked to do the 1:30 in the morning slot outdoors in April when it's raining. Everybody loves that time slot. You work your whole career to get to that point. And so I'm up on stage. Nobody really cares. I got one kid sitting down there laughing already, and I didn't say anything. Like, what are you laughing at? People in acid. I don't know. I don't even know why people do drugs. Really. I mean, one can actually develop their mind into pointless thoughts of nonsense, and you don't even need to take anything to do it. Given myself. Since I stopped taking drugs, I found the light. Because getting your head kicked in, you know, will change some things. Turn some lights on, turn some lights off. But these hippie people, they're looking at me like, you know, like I'm supposed to do more. And I get up there and I do like 15 minutes and I'm like, whatever, just give me like a quarter. I'm like, I don't even care. I'm going back to my tent. People who actually make it in this business go to their trailer. It's like, I'm going to my tent. Leave me alone. Send me 2 hookers. We got Moonbeam and Rainbow coming in. More hair on them than a French hooker. Like, you're from America. I thought French hookers are supposed to, you know, be all the hairy ones. Like, oh no, it's more natural. Like, really? I mean, because, like, Gillette told me that wasn't natural at all. You guys movie fans? Yeah. I don't care. Still gonna talk about it anyway. I have this thing that I do where I can do the entire last scene of Rambo. It's one of these pointless things that I'm not going to do it now, but it's one of these pointless things where I just do it. And it's come in handy a couple times, and you're probably thinking, how the hell could that come in handy? And it came in handy to me because I thought it was cool, but it really didn't come in handy for anybody else. But like I've noticed that like sometimes I sound like Rambo anyway. And I think I might have OR'd. And just over Rambo to the point where I just like end up sounding like him at certain points in time. Like I'll walk up to, you know, a friend of mine and be like, hey, how's it going? They're like, you're doing it again. What? Why are you pushing me? Sorry, did I get a bite to eat here? Then Rocky, you know, then you got Rocky, and pretty much it's the same thing, only it just falls in like different categories. Like, you want to kick my ass? All right. I guess I must have took your drugs. Wow. This is one of the nicest places I've ever done stand-up at. Even the place that I did stand-up in New York was a dump. This place is nice though. I mean, whenever I first came in here, it was whenever I was homeless. I was initially talking to him about doing a play, and then we started talking about stand-up. I did a couple shows and blah, 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 you know, end up here. I walked in here initially, I'm like, I am gonna get kicked out of here. This place is way too nice for me. But whenever, you know, I did a show and everything, and they asked me to come on and do the buffet once, and I was like, okay, that's really cool. You know, get to make a little bit of extra money. You know, I'm humble. You know, I'll do whatever. And I was walking around not really knowing what I was doing. I got like a nice shirt on. I got black pants and like, you know, black shoes. And I'm like, I wonder if this is what a serial killer feels like on his first day. I just kind of don't know what's going on. I look completely out of place. Like, what's the person with mild gigantism doing messing with a buffet? We have a special guest here tonight. Guess who it is? Who would that special guest possibly be?
Rambo.
Close. It's me. I'm narcissistic as hell. I haven't started talking about myself in the third person yet, but we're getting there. Now, whenever I was at Toronto, though, like I did one of those shows. I did a show at one of those like pod places, and I did really well in the first one, and then I move on and I go the same night, go to another one and everything, and this place, I mean, I'm 6'7", okay, and the ceiling's about 8.5 feet. So whenever I get onto a stage that is about this tall, the cloud stops right here. I get up there, I'm lost. I just start looking around like, uh-oh. All of like inner monologues like, you're screwed. All these Canadian people hate you already. You got a couple of Americans. Well, the Canadian comedians hated me. The actual crowd liked me. And I'm just stuck, and I'm like, what do I do? Oh my God. And I'm quiet on stage for like 30 seconds. And it finally pops into my head, I'm like, damn, you Canadians are nice. If I was anywhere else, you guys would have beat the hell out of me for standing up here and not talking for 30 seconds. Ooh. Went over well with the crowd, but I got reamed